If you're having plantar fasciitis or foot pain every time you get up from the desk, here's how to fix it. The first thing you're gonna do is bring your feet back underneath you on the desk, and I want you to do calf raises, pushing your toes firmly into the ground, and then heels all the way down. Try and pull your heels to the ground. Make it so it's hard to reach the bottom of the ground. Make it so it's hard to reach the bottom of your foot and touch the ground. You're gonna do 30 of these. Up smooth, down smooth, not really any hold. What we're doing is warming up the bottom of the foot. The tissue is all responsible for that pain, so that when you get up and step, they're not gonna be as surprised by that new load. After you do 30 of those, you're gonna bring the legs out in front of you just slightly, and you're gonna do circles 10 clockwise, 10 counterclockwise. But bring the feet out in front of you so you have room for those ankles to move. After you've done that, bring your feet even, and you're gonna pull just the toes up, and then you're gonna push the toes down. Pull the toes up, and then push the toes down. We wanna see this space occur underneath the balls of your feet. This is helping to strengthen all the tendons and muscles that go from toe all the way up back behind the calf. So it's important that we do both of those. You're gonna do this 30 times. You should start feeling some of the musculature on the bottom of your foot get tired or working, and that's what we want to be able to do. So that when you get up and start walking, those muscles and tendons are not unfamiliar with now this new load that you're placing on them from going from sitting to standing. That's the reason you have this pain in the first place, is because that tendon and structure on the bottom of your foot gets rigid and stiff. And as we sit there for long periods of time, it stiffens. And then we go stand up and start to walk, and the first few steps are excruciating. As it warms up, it feels better, but the more that we excite that pain, the more that we go from no pain to excruciating pain, the more it's gonna linger and the more tearing and irritation we cause, which then makes it so this lasts longer. So our goal is to warm that tissue up, help it to be more elastic, so our first few steps aren't as painful, and we can actually start getting out of that pain cycle. We're going to talk about the plantar fascia and why it becomes irritated and what you can do about it to get relief quickly. Knowing the basic anatomy is going to be very helpful in you understanding where in your life are you triggering this pain and what you can do to make the changes necessary to get relief. So this is just the foot without any connective tissue or muscle. And ideally you can see where from a bony structure we have an arch. That arch needs to be maintained when we load it. Without connective tissue, we don't have any structures to give that arch active support. So we add connective tissue, which now acts as bands to support those free-moving bones. The plantar fascia is this thick band of tissue on the bottom, and it helps to support the arch. You can see how it forms a band-like substance from the heel bone all the way to the balls of the feet. The irritation people have with the plantar fascia is often right here at the heel, right at the insertion point of the heel. People with plantar fasciitis will complain of pain right here at the insertion into the bone. And it's because this tissue begins to tear away at this bone and causes a lot of tenderness. In all my evaluation with patients who have plantar fasciitis, if I put pressure right on the inside portion of the front part of the heel, right here on this little knob, you can see this little knob right here, that's where they have pain. So we add the plantar fascia back in, that's where it exists. So some of the things that we want to strengthen or improve, what happens is this plantar fascia gets overworked and is having to bear so much of the load because the support system, the muscles, aren't strong enough to maintain it. So let's add in some muscles and take a look. What we notice is we have foot intrinsics. These are muscles that exist between the balls of the foot and the heel. And they all, in conjunction, support loading of the foot. Because think about it, this entire structure here, and really the 3 points of contact are the heel, the balls of the foot, and big toe. That absorbs the entire load of our body weight through our whole lower extremity or whole leg. And so these structures have to be all working in concert with each other. Because we wear shoes so often, we get a lot of weakness in these muscles that exist from our balls of our feet back to our heel. You can see this one right here underneath plantar fascia that we want to take care of. We added some more muscles, and one that we often see as a big problem in cause of weakness. This one gets very irritated, so we want to take care of our big toe function as well as our posterior tibialis muscle, which, let me hide this muscle right here. Posterior tib muscle is one that runs behind the ankle and goes all the way up to the back of the shin. And what this one does, it's a very long, so if we start to take away everything else, we can see how long but also large this muscle is. It supports a lot of load that the plantar fascia does by helping to sling or pull upward the arch of the foot which is what supports and assists the plantar fascia in its function. And so we want to take care of the big toe and take care of this muscle on the backside called the posterior tibialis. The muscles that we want to strengthen to support the plantar fascia is this posterior tibialis muscle, as well as muscles that help in flexing the big toe or pulling the big toe down, pushing the big toe into the ground. And that's why anytime we roll a ball or a water bottle on the bottom of our foot, we get a little bit of relief. That's why you'll see a lot of treatment recommendations is to roll your foot on a ball or to freeze a water bottle and roll your foot on a frozen water bottle, because we'll get temporary relief from all the pressure and tenderness we get from these muscles on the bottom of our foot. The reality is those structures need to be strengthened. So you'll get temporary relief with the massage, but you need but in order to get long-term relief, you need to strengthen these muscles. Check the description below for videos on how to strengthen the posterior tibialis muscle, as well as the flexor digitorum longus muscle and the foot intrinsics. Those are the three main muscles that you want to strengthen in order to get lasting relief from plantar fasciitis.